Hey friends, it's Sammy back with another episode of The Daily Dash. That's right, it's everything you need to know from around the world and in my life, straight from my car dashboard to yours. Today is Thursday, September 27th, 2018. Let me tell you what you need to know so you're in the know around the water cooler and in Carline today. All right, a 6-year-old autistic boy is still missing. The Kavanaugh hearings are going on today. More on that in a second. Barbara Streisand is releasing her first album since 2005. Today is Starbucks happy hour. I know that doesn't count as news for some of you, but anyone that wants to find a deal at Starbucks after 3 o'clock today is the time to go. It's also National Scarf Day, and it does feel cooler here in Nashville. I don't know about where you are. It's not quite scarf weather here, but so be it. Okay, that's a little bit of the news. Of course, if you missed any of that, I will put it all below. Of course, you can find me at the Sammy Cone on Twitter and Instagram, at sammycone.com, and on YouTube while you're there. Would appreciate those thumbs up, those hearts, those likes, so I know you're listening. And you know what, guys? I know you're listening because so many of you reached out to me privately yesterday, not only to check on my health, which I really appreciate, and I'll share more on that. Some interesting things have come up in those conversations. I'll share more on that later. But more importantly, to just share your support. People saying, I didn't know what happened to you in your youth, in college, etc. I feel like I talk about it transparently on here so that there is no shame. But yesterday, if you missed it, I talked about this dilemma I've been facing before all these hearings about, do I go and make peace with the people that maybe didn't even, the instances of sexual abuse that I have called sexual abuse. I don't know why I'm using air quotes, but I've always had this number, these 3 instances. And in counseling, there's been other things that came up. Something very similar to what Dr. Ford is going through and talking about today, for instance, is one. Other instances in college where you hate to say that it just happened, and who do you tell and who believes you? And sometimes you tell a friend and they say, well, you put yourself in that room, or whatever the situation is. And I made a statement to the effect of, I don't want to ruin someone's life that now looks like they may have moved on, have a beautiful family, be doing good in the community, because of something kind of foolish they did in childhood. I'm paraphrasing myself, but that was kind of what I said. Well, a sweet woman reached out to me yesterday that I've known for many, many years, haven't talked to in a very long time, but she reached out to me privately and gave me permission to share what she shared with me anonymously, because it's such an important perspective that I hadn't considered before. So I hate to read things, but I'm going to read things for just a second so I don't mess up her words. She said, you had a powerful post this morning, Courageous Survivor, something I never knew until this post. I wish at any point in the last 20 years I had, as a wife, gotten direct information about the activities of my ex-husband. When I finally did, it made life make so much more sense. It would have helped me understand what was happening in our relationship that didn't make sense to me without such data. Hard stuff. It's just that being a victim and or victimizing people might not just stop. Repentance or ownership could be good for a person. God offers, there's opportunities to come out of shame, freedom or understanding for those getting the shrapnel, opportunities for help, just thinking alongside of you. And I'm so grateful for her, for that perspective, because in my mind, I think, I'm protecting the current spouse or the current family. And in reality, I might be keeping them in that dark place even longer because of not sharing. So I don't know what the answer is. There's still no definitive answer. I'm just appreciative for these conversations, for those of you that do come and listen, so that we can learn from each other, so that we can share perspectives, and do it in a respectful way. I really appreciate that. And as we listen to the hearings today, I pray that we are all open to the perspective. I think Dr. Ford is being very brave. I can't imagine why someone would come and do what she's doing if she, what happened to her didn't happen to her. Regardless, people's lives are being affected, and we need to have the conversations. So I just pray kindness over each of us and all of you today, that we would be kind with ourselves and really kind with others, especially those who are different than us, who we may not understand. Thank you for having these conversations with me. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Please make sure you make it great, and do not wait to tell someone you love how you feel about them. Bye, friends.